Guys,
we're doing this.
Wow,
Doing
yeah,
live.
it's kind of like eerie, just like the movie.
Doing live. Doing live.
Okay. I like it's kind
Welcome to Burn.
How do I have to sit like this? Like
Watching.
this? Like this? There you go.
Yeah, okay, I didn't do this, but we're gonna keep going. Guys, we watched an epic.
This is our Halloween.
First Halloween.
Or does the last episode count as Jaws Revenge?
Yeah, you know what? I think Jaws is part of it. I think Jaws is in there.
Okay.
Horror films for the season. And you're picking a horror film next too, right?
I mean, kind of, yeah.
So it is.
It's
What?
an interactive, our first interactive
talking about
movie.
this.
We won't talk about it now, though.
Okay.
Right now, we're going to talk about Trick or Treat.
Trick or treat.
Trick or Treat.
Trick or treat.
It's our treat.
Trick or
Our
treat. So, I have obviously seen this movie before. It's like, Jillian and I watched it once.
Great, you have some great horror movies.
Yeah, I do.
Okay, what parts of these?
I do love horror films. Most.
I didn't know this movie existed.
Yeah, I know.
Movie.
So I hadn't seen it in a while. It was like right before True Blood came out. So Anna Paquin
Oh,
was like
what
just coming back into things. Yeah.
Again, like we're heating
Right.
up.
Yeah. So you know from when she was a child in the piano, right? Yeah.
I was thinking of Rogue in X-Men.
I know.
I didn't even know what the piano is.
Oh.
I'm serious
It
about it.
was her first movie. So anyway, we're not going down
Warner
that road.
Premiere, guys.
Yeah, Warner.
Next
And it was-
week, we're gonna do an Anna Paquin sequence with
Yeah.
the piano
So
next.
this was also a Legendary movie, and I remember
Yes.
back in the day, Legendary started in like horror action
Yes.
movies. That's
And-
like all the
And
weird.
that Legendary logo, like I was
weird
first gonna notice, I was
movies.
like, oh, Legendary.
Yeah,
I think this is gonna be great. I can't wait to see this movie.
So
I'm
you guys,
excited.
this movie opens with one of our favorite Burn After Watching people. She's in multiple Burn After Watching movies. Miss
Multiple.
Leslie Bibb.
Miss Leslie Bibb.
Just looking great. Dressed as a robot with her weird
Like a sexy ass
husband.
robot. Like,
Yeah, like a foxy, sexy
Not weird
robot.
husband. That's fucking Tamo, okay?
Okay.
He is a Jasmine boy.
Her husband. I kept thinking,
That's
is this
Tamo.
guy? I thought
That's
is
a
this
cat.
guy? I thought is
And
this
cats.
guy Bantam Draper? I kept thinking, like every time I looked at him
Draper?
from
What the fuck does that
PCU.
mean?
Remember the
Oh,
dude from Balls and
God,
Shaft?
no.
I kept looking at him. I was like, is that Bantam Draper? No, it
It's
wasn't.
not
You're right.
Bantam
It is. It is.
He was in Battlestar Galactica.
Yes.
And he's also in Dollhouse. And
He was
Joss
not
Whedon also.
Bantam
Yes.
Anything
Okay.
about-
But I'm still gonna call him Bantam.
All right.
Draper.
So anyway,
He's just very weird looking.
they're a couple.
Distinct
They've
looking.
clearly been out, celebrating Halloween,
Yeah,
right?
They love.
They
Yeah,
clearly
and they
barely
come
like
home.
each other.
Yeah, they clearly really like each
Yeah,
other.
so they're-
No,
and
I do
they're-
love
they're
this
also
movie.
married.
They are not
This
in love.
movie, I love this
Bullshit.
movie.
They're
This
married.
movie,
They're married.
this movie sets you up for everything. They're just like, this is a
No,
couple,
guys,
and they're
This is
you
very
know-
realistic, okay? Where you're like, let's have sex, and they're like,
She's like, do you want me to put on the movie?
No,
She's like,
you're
put on the
jumping
movie.
ahead. So they come home and they've celebrated for Halloween, and she's like, we have to clean this mess up that you made. You put all this stuff up in
immediately
the
after
yard.
Halloween ends.
She
Which, by
hates
the way,
Halloween.
yeah, like, during
Halloween's not even over.
Halloween.
No, and he
During
makes and
Halloween.
he talks about. He's like, you don't put out
My
the jack o'
mother's
lantern
coming,
yet.
is
You
it?
don't
My
put out the
mother's
jack o'
coming.
lantern yet. Yeah, no, that's what she goes. She goes. My mom will have a fit if she sees this. It's
Why?
like
Why?
what? So, but also
Who
that
cares?
yard
She a
looked
Puritan?
awesome.
Yeah.
That would take hours
Yeah.
to clean up.
Yeah,
Hours.
legitimately.
Is she a Puritan? Her mom.
Yeah, no, she's like, but I do love that later in the movie they show her several times and she's just a bitch. So you're like, okay,
this
she's
is
just
actually-
a bitch.
Okay, no, fuck that, because this is one of the things I hated about this movie. Like,
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah, right. I know.
Earlier.
Time-
They gotta bring it back full
The
circle.
time jumps were shitty.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's terrible. So, but anyway, so she decides she's gonna clean up the yard because her husband's a lazy piece of crap. She goes, no, you're not. You're gonna sleep in, and then you're gonna play video games, and then it's not gonna be
Also,
done.
I wanted to see that, and it didn't happen.
Seriously.
Like, what video is he playing at this point in time?
No, and what person's like,
Tekken
you have to
Wanda?
clean up that night? Yeah, it was crazy.
He's
So
playing,
she's
like,
gonna clean up, and she tells him, she goes,
Soul Calibur?
and then he looks at her butt, and he's like, oh, hey.
Well,
hey.
was he
The
he's like-
robot butt.
Yeah, oh, I mean,
Yeah.
he must have been his butt's nice.
She had like
so.
sweatpants on,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And
Let's go.
and he
Let's
was
go
like,
this for some reason.
and
like,
he just
feels
looks at her, and
so.
she's like, fine, go put on the tape.
Yes! Put on the tape, which is like, they watch
What
porn
is
while
the
they
tape?
fuck?
Yeah.
What is the tape
They
called?
watch porn.
No,
What is
no, I
it
wrote it
called?
down.
It's
Hold on.
called Nature Special. Yeah.
Like, they don't have kids, so why do they have to name this tape
No,
something
it's
else?
his tape from like college that his mom, he didn't want his mom to watch.
Okay. Either.
Is it? Those
Either.
ones?
No, listen,
It's
listen,
weirder.
listen. Either. This is a tape he stole from his dad. Or it is an actual Nature Special that gets him hard.
Right,
Okay?
maybe.
Guys,
Right?
Timo is like in his late 20s at
Yeah,
this point. He's
yeah.
not stealing tapes from
Yeah.
his dad.
Okay, so then it's a Nature Special
So,
that gets
yeah.
him hard.
I mean, but we got to see some titties, right? So that's good.
Yeah, no, I was like, you do see boobs like twice in this
Yeah,
movie,
yeah.
pretty much. So,
Wait,
also,
which-
but also,
how much sex is in this? You'd think there'd be more.
Oh,
There's
this
not.
this movie came out, what, 2005? Something
2009,
like that.
actually.
But it filmed in 2008.
2008, yeah.
It filmed in 2008.
2008.
So,
But it came out in
who's
2005.
using,
Right?
even
They
me
went
in
earlier.
even me in 2008,
well.
I at least had porn on DVDs. Okay? Like, come on.
Well, that's
It was
like a
like a
set
set.
tape.
It was a tape. Yeah, it was a tape.
Yeah, it was a.
Yeah.
This guy wrote this in
Alright.
1997.
Yeah, no, you're right. And it's set in
this is
development for
definitely
10
like
years.
Harvey
Yes.
Weinstein is
Yeah,
in this
yeah.
fucking thing.
So, oh God, don't bring him into this.
I'm just saying.
Don't
he
ruin
did.
it. All right,
Shannon Elizabeth
so-
said this, he had his hand on.
She wasn't in it though.
Shannon
So,
Elizabeth was in this.
oh, you're right.
I am
Oh
right.
my God.
I was like, why is she here?
Yeah.
And then the movie went, she's not. And you're
Yeah,
like, okay,
she's not
cool.
anymore, and it's fine. All right, so, oh my God, I totally forgot about that. So,
I did a Jalen and I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
So, he puts the tape on. He goes upstairs, falls asleep while watching the tape, which also, like, you're watching porn and you're just, like, sleeping through it. Like,
so I put he wants to one, she wants to get rid of Bones.
yeah,
'cause he went to
exactly.
family art.
She's like, he'll fall asleep.
he's
So
also
she's
the worst
outside.
guy.
Yeah, he's.
And I put resigned sex is the best sex. I guess the one
So
place.
she's outside cleaning up, and something starts stalking her in the Halloween decorations.
Which is like that stupid camera that's in every shitty horror
Yeah, it's like.
okay. I'm around. Look,
Yeah.
I'm the first person.
Yeah.
You're the creepy guy. Like,
So,
okay.
but what does she get killed by, you
But
guys?
first she sees a guy across the street
Oh yeah,
and he's staring at her.
with a weird mask.
There's so many like fake jump scares in this. You're like, okay.
But then the car pulls up and he
But
pulls
then
And
the
that's
that's
the
in
whole
the
point.
car.
So I'm pretty sure this is actually based off of an actual graphic novel. It was a graphic
Must
novel.
be
they
really
keep
good.
showing
Yeah.
graphic novel stuff.
Right.
There's a Frank
Oz.
Frank Oz graphic.
Well, I wish there'd been more puppets in this. That would have been amazing. So she gets murdered. What does she get murdered with, you guys?
A lollipop.
Oh,
A pointy
broken,
broken
pointy
lollipop.
jack-o'-lantern lollipop.
Which also like, fuck what?
Come on, it's a cheesy horror film.
It's sharp.
Let's
It's very
get into
sharp.
it. Okay.
Like how? Like do we
Slightly
not?
Okay,
approach
so you guys,
Guys, first off, I'm not a chemist, but I know about the hardness scale.
yeah,
Like you can't kill someone with a lollipop. It's not.
If it's very sharp at the end,
Yep.
it's a
It's
supernatural
not-
lollipop.
possible.
very sharp right at the end. It's sharp.
He also took a bite of this earlier with his teeth.
No, he didn't. He took a bite of it later with his teeth.
But no, this was
Earlier with his
You
teeth.
keep,
Yeah.
you gotta know
Later,
the
but
fucking
Later
this
in
movie.
the movie with his
Later in the
teeth.
movie. He took a bite of this with his
You guys-
regular teeth.
You guys, obviously this movie's like really smart for everybody. Okay. Okay, so let's get to the next story. Next story is they're having this party in this town in Illinois, which is a real place, which is a big, huge Halloween
long story short,
epicenter.
It's actually Ohio.
Leslie Bibb is dead.
Leslie Bibb's dead.
And we say earlier.
It's
Okay,
Warren
thank you.
Valley, Ohio.
Yeah.
Warren
So
Valley,
Leslie
Ohio.
Bibb's dead. So we go to earlier in the night, and yes, Warren Valley, Ohio is a huge Halloween town. They say
Not
they
Halloween town.
say
They
they
have a
started
Halloween
trick or treating.
parade.
They have like a parade.
Demons
They-
and
yeah.
vampires and werewolves
Yeah.
have descended
And they're
upon
having
the
a parade. And we see a kid dragging a bag of candy. This fat kid dragging a bag
Which
of
also,
candy
like,
walking
what the
through.
fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would do that? Like
Also, everyone in this movie uses pillowcases.
that was
Yeah.
the.
Which I know is a thing. We have done it before
Yeah.
Right,
ourselves.
right.
But that was the least
But
realistic thing.
everyone?
No one
Like-
had those little jack-o'-lantern things?
No,
Like, what kind of douchebag drags a pillowcase that you're gonna use in your pillow
Yeah.
just in the
And
mud?
it's like fucking disgusting.
Well,
looking.
like,
You're
you
a
guys-
big
you
enough kid
guys-
to carry that shit.
Because you guys, they're setting us up to hate
You
this
put
kid.
that thing over your shoulder.
Be proud.
They're
God
setting
damn
us up.
Be proud.
They're setting us up to hate this kid. Okay, right? That's
I
kind
hate him immediately.
That's kind
It
of
worked.
like that's kind of like there was a guy in line with us at the airport who was just had his bag on the ground and he was just kicking it in front of him. So-
I just heard gross. When
Yeah,
after that
it was
scene, I
gross.
was like,
It was gross, yeah.
It's
So he's
gross.
walking through. We see Leslie Bibb and her husband back in the night before she was murdered,
Guys.
and then we go into this costume.
Yeah.
This costume
That's how you know
store.
it's in the past.
Yeah, exactly. We go into a costume store and there's some girls talking about
It's
the
been
last
sexy,
time,
yeah.
and they're like, "Remember when we went to this one?
Guys,
I
so
had
what are
some
they- what are they
bad.
dressed as?
I had some bad Chinese food.
Little Bo
This is
Peep.
before this. This
Little Bo
is before
Peep.
this. Because
Little
I
Bo
love. There's a line where she goes.
Okay.
She goes, "Oh, so and so had like lady meat that night or something, or it was like a lady," and she's like, "It all tastes the same to me," and they're like, and then a lady's like, "There's kids here, girls. You shouldn't be saying those dirty things. You guys, they're sluts, okay?
She was
They're
talking about
we're
eating a
making
girl's
clear.
vagina.
But are
Yeah.
they
They're
sluts?
sluts, you guys. They're sluts. So they come out and they're dressed as slutty like princesses,
One
was Bo
fairy
Peep.
tales.
One was
Bo
Little Bo
Peep.
Peep.
Yes.
One was Snow White.
Snow White.
White.
Wait, is there a wolf in Snow White, by the way?
No.
Okay, so that made no sense then. It made no sense.
But there was the hunter.
No, yeah.
There's the hunter in Snow
Well,
White.
there's also Little Red Riding
but she was
But
also
Bo
dressed
Peep
as...
made sense as
Yeah,
a
but honey,
wolf.
Cinderella...
Little Riding Hood made sense. as a
Cinderella
wolf.
didn't
Bo
either.
Peep,
There's
the
no
story.
wolves in
So
Cinderella.
I don't. There's two.
Yeah.
With, that's made
And she also wasn't Bo Peep. She was Cinderella.
No, the one was
No.
Bo Peep. She had a staff.
One was Bo
Oh
Peep.
yeah, okay.
She had
Yeah.
staff.
Exactly.
What was
So,
Cinderella?
That's why I was like, oh,
the
they're
only-
all
the only-
wolves. I was like, wait, Cinderella did not have a wolf, and neither did Snow White. I was like, okay.
Oh wait, but you guys,
No, that
so
was
they're
good.
like,
Yeah.
clearly they're on the prowl for some men.
There's some men.
And the one
yeah.
sister, Anna Paquin's character, she's like a virgin.
She's a virgin. Which I'm
She
like,
hasn't had
which
a
I'm like,
man.
I wrote the most unrealistic thing in this one.
No, I know,
Yeah,
right?
come on,
She's a virgin and
Come on.
she's trying to find the right one, and they're like, you just need to get it done. And she's like, but you know, just give me my own time. So anyway, you guys,
And
they
all
looked at-
three of us were like, Anna Paquin can get it done.
yeah, seriously,
it's
they're like,
okay,
come
yeah,
on.
Yeah.
So, and the older sister's like really
Like, I will
concerned
help.
for her, like really concerned. She's like, it needs to happen, and you're like, what?
So the one sister sees this random dude who's like the
no, they go to
costume
they go to
guy.
pay for their
And she's like,
costumes.
you should use a sheep's metal. I'm like, that guy.
Also,
I really,
who is he dressed
that
like?
guy dead.
Who is that guy?
He's an elf of some sort.
Link?
Like, isn't he Link?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
from
Link.
Zelda.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
pretty
like-
sure.
He had a
Yeah.
hat on.
Yeah. No, he had a hat on.
Did he? Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I was like, it's Link from
Yeah,
Zelda.
that's what I thought. I was thinking
He looked like trash.
Yeah, and she's like, hey, we're
Yeah.
going to a party
Sure.
later. You should come with us. And then the
That
other two
guy
girls.
dead.
Yeah.
That
I
guy
know,
dead.
right?
I was like, oh, they're gonna have
They're gonna
sex
get
with the clone or
laid,
something?
yeah.
Okay.
And then the
Yeah.
other two girls go up to some newscasters who were recording the thing about the parade,
No,
and they're like,
no. They were not. They were like unloading a truck.
Yeah.
I was like, there's two dudes unloading a truck.
These dudes are loading a truck.
They
I
were-
thought they were like
No.
the
That's why I was
camera
like,
crew
oh.
or something.
I was like, oh, that guy at least is like a.
No, they weren't. They were
Young
like the
guy.
crew. They're the crew.
Yeah, but they were like unloading a
So
truck.
everyone is right here.
No,
yeah.
they were loading the camera
Yeah,
stuff onto
everyone's
the
right
truck.
They were like,
That's okay. Everyone is
loading a
right
truck.
here.
Yeah,
Everyone's
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Everyone's
yeah.
right. Everyone's right.
So no, and they literally go up to them and they're like, we want to go to a party later, but we need a ride.
Yeah, I was like, is this
And
a-
they're
These guys look like
yeah.
Jabot, so it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
Wait, is this a thing?
Also, I do love, they were like, you know what, it's two white sisters, and then there's gonna be an Asian one, and then there's
Jesus
gonna be a
Christ.
black one. So there you
Sure,
go.
Made
And
sense.
it's like,
Made sense.
Guys, but then we skipped. We cut to
next
that
story,
Kid, that kid definitely with diabetes.
And isn't it Dr. Connors from
It
Spider-Man
is
movies?
Kurt Connors from the original Spider-Man
Yes.
movies.
Yes, it is.
Kurt
Yes, it
fucking
is.
Connors.
Yes, it is. You guys, yes,
The
it
actor
is.
has a name, but we don't know his name.
I don't know his
It's
name.
Kurt Connors.
I'm not gonna look it up
He's
either.
Kurt Connors
Fuck
the
you.
Lizard.
He's in a lot of independent horror films.
And that- he's not
great.
gonna any of
He's
that.
He's also
yeah.
a great actor.
No, he's not.
He's
a great.
awesome.
No, you're wrong.
He's great.
You're 100% wrong.
He's great.
You're wrong. He's great.
He was chewing up scenery, wasn't
He
he?
was. So he
Trash
was.
in this movie, I
This
love.
kid came up and he was like, "Whatever your name is, Ricky." He's
And
like
no, but,
stealing
so
candy.
yeah, he comes up and he's like, it says take one, but he's like, oh, I'm a fat
I'm gonna
kid.
take
Look
off.
how fat
No,
I
and
am.
I did love how like they made the container like the top of it even smaller, so
Yeah.
his hand was like
Yeah.
really just
And
like
you're like,
digging
that
in
kid's
there.
gonna die.
I mean,
yeah.
This movie is not excellent, but someone put a lot of effort
See,
into this movie.
So I did, there. It's okay. So I'll admit this now. I was not into this movie at this point. I did get into this movie a lot. And like because I forgot because I read the description for it and it was like Anthology and I was like
That's when Rhonda came into it. I got
and I got Rhonda. Okay, Rhonda.
Yeah,
Rhonda
we're gonna
said-
get, okay, we're
Rhonda
getting
can
there.
get
You guys.
it.
So this kid, the fat kid, I don't even know what his name was. He shows up.
I
He
don't know.
and this guy comes up
Principal
upstairs.
Wilkins. Principal
Well,
Wilkins.
And I love
And
that
Principal Wilkins.
you don't immediately know he's a principal either. He's
No.
just like, Johnny, you're stealing candy, and he's like, it's okay. He's like, here, have a piece, and Johnny's eating this piece of candy, and he's
yeah.
like, okay, Mr. Wilkins.
This movie, by the way, is super predictable. It's like he poisoned that kid, and
Yeah,
then like he
yeah,
poisoned the kid. I was like,
No, so then the kid like pukes a lot. It's gross.
He's like
yeah.
chocolate.
Yeah,
puke.
yeah,
I'm like,
chocolate blood.
oh, by the
puke.
way, enough like where I like got a little ill. I was like, okay, the movie
It was-
got me.
yeah,
I was
exactly.
like, I'm getting a little
Right.
sick from this.
No,
watching
and
this
you're
out.
making this kid like annoying as possible, right? So, and then I love he's dragging his body up. He gets it inside, right?
Okay.
And then,
Other kids?
yeah,
These
and
are
then the other
weird-
kids show up.
These other kids show up. And they go, Mr. Wilkins, we need
Principal
a
Wilkins.
Principal Wilkins.
We need
Principal-
your jack-o'-lantern.
we need a jack-o'-lantern for a scavenger hunt.
For a yeah.
Which-
What? What?
For UNICEF. For
Yeah,
UNICEF.
but also,
For UNICEF.
What?
But also,
Yeah.
What?
it's Halloween. It's like
Yeah.
9 o'clock on Halloween.
Yeah.
Like, you just...
Also, none of these kids.
Yeah,
like,
but I
like,
remember.
Where's bringing
the
that?
kids are very realistic here, where they're like, "Oh, it doesn't matter how rapey this house looks, we're gonna go get candy."
Yeah.
We
Well,
gotta
no,
get
and this guy was the principal. Like the whole thing is he's selling the fact that he is the principal.
There's
But what I do
over
love,
steps, but
what I do love is the
on
one.
shirt as well.
What I do love is the movie is actually multi-layered because the one pirate kid's just like, wait a second, like there's blood coming from the stairs and he's got it on him and he's just like, something feels weird here.
I think that kid gets it.
Yeah,
He
he's just
doesn't
like,
know.
what? Yeah, but he's too dumb to like put it together. He's just like, that's weird. So they get the jack-o'-lanterns, they go, and
But
then
there's a little weird kid in the window.
Sam.
It turns out to be the principal's son.
Oh, that kid.
Oh,
So he gets
Charlie
the body.
Brown, yeah.
He gets the body up to the back, and he hadn't realized right away. But this is not the first kid he killed tonight because he's trying to bury these bodies, right? And all of a sudden, one of them wakes up, and it's not the fat kid. It's like some kid dressed as a clown, who you probably see at some point other in the movie, probably.
I missed it.
Yeah. So, but the kid comes to him and he's like, they literally make this kid as annoying as possible. He's like, Dad, I'm back home from trick or treating.
Also, what time is it? It's
Okay.
dark.
Yeah,
It's
but
been dark for a while.
this movie's all about like it's Halloween and people go to the parade and they stay
Maybe
up
like
late
the
and
Arctic
they
Circle.
party.
There's an Arctic Circle somewhere, so like it's just always dark. Maybe I don't
It
know.
was confusing. It's Ohio.
It's like
confusing.
well, they said the parade started
that's
at
the
like
Arctic
8,
Circle, though, I
so
think,
you know.
Basically.
Yeah,
Central time, so
and
it's
he's
darker
like,
there.
he's like,
You're right.
Billy, he's like, shh, Billy, I'll come up, and he's like, it's
That
time
kid's
to
a
carve the
douche.
jack-o'-lantern, and he's like, I'll help you.
What
in a
are
minute."
you
He's like,
doing down
"Well, you
there,
gotta
Dad?"
help me with the eyes, Dad, and he's like, oh, okay. So he's clearly burying like multiple children's bodies
Guys,
in a
but
hole
then
in
we
his back.
get
A dog.
no. Then we get the classical traditional
actor?
Brian Cox.
Yeah, Brian Cox.
Brian
is
Cox,
sweet.
like
With some
Master
great
Splinter style.
prosthetics.
With
like,
some
yeah.
great prosthetics.
I was like,
Yeah.
I went, you know, in Jason Bourne, she's like, I've never watched that movie. I
I've
was like,
actually
oh,
never
shit.
seen any
You
of
have
the
to watch
Jason
it for
Yeah.
Master
Yeah, he
Splinter,
was like,
right?
we immediately have to watch
Yeah,
these.
yeah.
Okay, so it's Brian Cox. His
Brian
dog,
Cox. That's right.
His dog's
He's
like,
an old
his dog's
American
barking
guy.
at Principal Wilkins, who's a murderer now. You know, he's like a multiple murderer.
Yeah, Spuzz McKenzie, I called that
Yes,
dog.
but
the rest
yeah,
of the time.
I mean,
whose
this
name
is-
was actually Spike.
He might actually be.
I can always
Yeah.
go. Spuds go.
Yeah.
Like
His name is
Spuzz
Spuzz
But so
Amazing.
Brian Cox is his like crotchety old man neighbor, and they're just like yelling at each other back and
And they
forth.
don't like each
What
other.
are you doing over
And then
there?
while he's
Are you
yelling at
burying
him-
bodies?
Yeah, so basically this whole
Ooh.
scene is he's trying to bury these bodies. One of them like wakes up again. It's not fully dead, and he has to like murder it as he's like trying to deal with a dog and his
And the
neighbor
son.
and his kid. Yeah, exactly. So he gets the kid killed, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna go inside, and you think he's like done with his son, right?
Who-
He's got the knife.
Well, but also his son wants to carve a
Who
jack-o'-lantern.
does Jack
Or-
Leonard's this late? Like, I was like, how
no,
he's fucking
but-
done?
I meant I
But
meant
that's
his
the whole
son.
point.
I meant
That's
it's
the
for you,
whole
not
point.
his son, because it's not a fucking jack-o'-lantern.
That's the whole point, honey. That's
It's
the
a
whole point.
person's
But
head.
also, they're
It's
like,
weird.
where do Jack Lanterns? I'm like, it's late as fuck.
Yeah, it's
Like,
weird. You're like, this is weird. Why are they doing jack-o'-lanterns this late? And you find out why, because he takes
It's a
his kid down
man's
to the
head.
basement.
It
No,
was a boy's
it was the
head.
fat
That's
kid's head. It was the fat kid's head.
I'm doing
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
recollection.
Yeah.
Man's
Head.
head.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Also, he has no dirt on his shirt at all, Principal
Yeah.
Wilkins. He's
But-
full of
He's just
fucking
blood, though.
gold.
But
Like,
you
it's all
guys,
blood.
But
he's-
no dirt at all.
He's a nut
White shirt.
job. He's a nut. I think this is actually probably around like 7 o'clock at night. I think that's
It's dark
probably
as
when it
fuck,
is.
so I don't
Because
know.
remember, he's also like, I
It's
have
not
a
even
date, I
Twilight.
have a date later.
But yeah, he's his thing.
What?
But also, when he's going inside, Brian Cox is being murdered.
Oh yeah, so you look
Yeah.
over. I didn't even. So you look over to the Brian
I was
Cox's
like,
house,
oh.
and he's
I knew
like,
Sam was in there at that time, by the way. And I
He's
was
like,
oh.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Sam's killing him for some reason.
Wait,
He's my
Sam,
dude.
is Sam the pumpkin?
Yeah,
head?
Sam. His
Yeah.
name's Sam.
I
His name's
didn't know
Sam.
that.
His name's
Like
Sam.
Little
Hain.
dude.
Like
Yeah.
Like
Samhain.
Sam.
Samhain.
Oh, God.
Like
Oh, my
Samhain.
God.
Yes.
Oh, my God. I didn't even think of that.
No,
That's
and
fucking
that's
great.
like a big
That's what I'm saying.
costume. Like you
I
can.
like this movie more
You
now.
can go
I do that
to
costume.
you can go
I
to
do
Party City and they have the costume. It's like
Why
it's
didn't
a
we?
huge.
I didn't see
Wait,
it
Bill,
there.
I saw it.
Wait, can you murder people if you wear it?
Yeah, seriously, right?
It's like,
If
they
you
shoot your
if you
pumpkin
get a
that's come out.
children's orange onesie
pumpkin
and then
seeds
a
and
jack
pull
o'
out of
lantern
it.
head,
Is
yeah.
this our
So-
costume for Halloween then? Time
Yeah.
to do it.
So
I'm ready.
so
Abby
you guys,
could do
the
that.
ending to this story.
Oh,
the ending,
hold up.
Fully killed
oh my God.
That's what we thought.
It's,
We said
it's
that.
in here.
We
It's
said that.
in here.
We
It's
said
in
that.
here.
We
Okay.
said
It's
Abby.
in here.
Okay.
So it's in here. So that's the end of that story. Is
Okay. Oh, I got
he
some people,
cut
okay.
the kid's head off, and he and his son are gonna carve out the jack-o'-lantern
Yeah.
face from this kid's
So
head, right?
funny.
Make his kid a psycho too, right?
Like, is anything scary at this point to you, or just like,
Okay, this scene was so stupid. I was like, you think he's gonna kill his son? I'm like, he's not. This is stupid. Like, there's no way he's gonna kill his son.
but that's the
He
whole
literally-
point.
Like,
They're
why
like,
would his son be
are
still
we
be alive
going
at
this
this
way?
point?
No,
He was gonna
we're
kill him.
going this way.
Like,
Yeah.
why would his son still be alive
Yeah.
at this point? If
Yeah.
he had, like,
Yeah.
there's no reason to kill him right now.
yeah?
So you guys, next story is this girl is making out with this guy in a back alley off of the parade. Ooh, what's
Ooh.
happening here?
James
write
Renner
that
is
shit
one of the
down.
actors, but I don't
Yeah,
know who it is.
and she was like, oh, be kind of like aggressive with me, but like she's like, we should go get another drink or something, and the guy's like, no, let's stay here, and he's
Are you
got a
sure this
mask
was the
on.
next scene?
Isn't that the next one?
No.
Russia
This
Red!
is when they went to that lady's
No,
house,
Mrs. Henderson. Yeah, the
Oh.
and they were doing like an orgy
Yeah,
in
oh
the
my
house.
God.
And those
Yeah.
kids
Okay,
was like,
you're
there's
right.
a full orgy
So,
going on.
so this kind of leads to the next one. Yeah. So these three kids who
Yeah,
were
there's a
asked
full orgy. Yeah.
asked the
There's also
yeah.
the Rhonda scene. Is that?
Yeah, so these three kids, right? I wrote in here.
Rhonda scene is before the
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the
I wrote
the
something
Vampire the
about.
Opera.
Mrs. Henderson is before that, yeah.
I wrote something about having a lame costume and being killed. So I don't know who that was.
I don't know who that is either. Maybe
All
the
right.
clown kid.
Maybe the fat kid, because he just was
The
dressed
clown
as a
kid.
fat
I
kid.
don't know.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. So
Okay.
yeah. So
We have the lady.
Yeah, I wrote
they go.
Teacher
they go
sex party. I was
yeah,
like,
it's
okay,
like a
well.
teacher. Like you definitely the kids looking back and they see teachers having sex in the.
And
back.
they like showed like some kind of like erection or something. I
And
think
there's something
and I'm
weird. Like I was like,
okay.
okay.
Like, I don't understand what
And
this
the kid,
is.
one
but
kid was
okay.
like looking directly in there. It's like, oh, that's
yeah,
fucked
the
up.
that little annoying kid. That,
Yeah, a little annoying kid was there. And
you guys. No,
Oh,
this scene,
yes.
the lame costume, and I wrote she had a lame costume and then dead drunk.
I have lame
So
costume
there was-
after this.
There,
Way after this.
Mr. Henderson.
Party, lame costume. See,
okay,
yeah, see, this stuff is before that.
but they.
Guys, we're
so
okay.
I'm
We're
sorry.
okay.
It's them looking for jack-o'-lanterns, and then the Phantom part happens, and then the run,
we gotta
and then
remember-
we
So
completely
this
go
is where
forward.
we meet Rhonda though.
You're right. I'm sorry. I get it. So
who is as described an idiot savant.
yeah.
She's like, she's not a retard.
But yeah,
Yeah,
she
they
let's not
definitely
use the
said,
R word. Let's
okay.
not use the R word.
Well, that's what she says in
Yeah.
the movie.
It's
I
a
didn't
quote.
say it.
They
I don't
say
use
the
that word.
R word
I don't
multiple
like-
times.
I like hate that word. So
Yeah,
That's
Yes,
2008 as well, guys.
Yeah, so it's
This
like
is not like 1990.
Yeah.
This
I
was
know.
written in 1994, guys.
Yeah.
I can tell by the language in
Yeah.
it, by how stupid some of the parts are.
So,
in it.
but the whole point is they
I
call
know
her
it's a cell phone.
Rhonda. They call her Rhonda the R word,
Yeah.
right? And
It's like like she's 5 feet away from
Yeah,
them.
seriously.
So like, are
Not
you
to
fucking
mention-
kidding me?
not to mention her place is amazing. She's
Yeah.
carved like 20 jack-o'-lanterns.
And they're beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah, she
and she's
seems
like hung them for
she
the
seems
trees.
like she could be autistic,
she's awesome.
maybe.
Yeah, she's
No.
on the spectrum.
Well, they
yeah.
think she's an idiot. Back
But
then they call it idiot
Idiot
savant.
savant
Right.
is like a dumb word for
Yeah.
that too.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
okay, she just seems like a normal.
No, because it still has
introvert,
idiot in
basically,
it. They're
yeah.
like, she can't deal, but also she knows
But
things.
she is kind of an idiot too. We'll get to that.
Yeah,
So-
later, just the choices she makes later.
Well, no, she.
But the guy's kind of like the teenage guy's kind of into her.
Yeah.
He's like,
I'm
"Oh,
I don't remember his name. He's like,
Two
I'm
names, two
so and
names,
so, my last name. Well, no, and the hard part is, so the three kids come up and they're like, oh, these are our jack-o'-lanterns, but here we are, and here's her house with all of her jack-o'-lanterns. We gotta get more. And she says to him, she's like, you're up, and it's like, you're part of this. So they set you up. They're
Yeah.
like, something's not right here.
Yeah.
Like,
Ooh.
yeah, exactly. So, but he's like, oh, wow, your jack-o'-lanterns are so cool. And so this was the point where Mateo was like, so this is you as a kid, right? And I'm like, I would have made my own witch costume, and I carved all the jack-o'-lanterns, and I was like,
old glasses.
yeah, exactly. And I was like, oh, the popular kid wants to talk to me. I made my costume. Look at it. It's so cool. And that was me, so. But, yeah, so Rhonda's
And
like,
I'm Principal Wilkins.
yeah, you're Principal Wilkins.
I'd say that, yeah.
Yeah, you get,
I'm the old guy.
you get like
That Spuds
sex
the
murder.
Kids.
So it's
You're
fine.
Brian
Yeah,
Cox.
Spuds
Brian
the
Cox.
Kids.
Yeah.
Go, Spuds, go.
So,
And then, yeah, Louis Spuds.
Yeah.
So this kid's like, oh well, we're collecting jack-o'-lanterns, and like, do you want to come with us to collect jack-o'-lanterns? She's like, sure, I have a wagon. Let's collect
Again,
some
this is for
jack-o'-lanterns.
UNICEF?
Yeah.
Are they selling
Yeah.
them? What is
Yeah.
the
But also,
purpose
it's a
of
step
this?
term where they just get a jack-o'-lantern. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
What are you doing with that?
I like. There's a payoff for this, I guess.
There was, but I was so confused at this point. I'm like,
Right.
what the fuck are they collecting jack-o'-lanterns? Like, why is that a thing?
So they're going off to collect their
And
jack-o'-lanterns.
guys, then we cut to more debauchery.
Yeah, because this is the parade scene.
yeah,
They're like,
yeah.
no, and what I love is they go through the alley and they show
so
two
sexy.
other couples. They're like, people are making out
But
back
also,
here.
when you saw the guy with the mask on, you're like, that's Kirk Connors.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
all these costumes were lame as
Terrible.
fuck.
Terrible.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, it's
So bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Halloween parade.
Oh, let's talk
They're
about. I do
shitty.
love. We didn't talk about the fact that the fat kid's costume was a T-shirt that said, "This is my costume," and
it's
it was
fun.
like,
It's really
hate
fun.
this kid,
It's really
hate
fun.
him.
Like, he deserves to die. It's
Yeah,
fine.
exactly.
And he died.
So they
Yeah.
all have lame costumes. They're making out in the alley, and we get to like a deep back alley where this.
And you're like, oh, this is that date that
Yeah.
you mentioned
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah, yeah.
This was fucking
He's
weird.
just dressed as a weird execution dude.
Okay, Mike, I'm gonna let you know this. I had no clue it was him.
I was just like, I fully was like, oh, it's him.
I'm like, oh, okay, there's a weird vampire
Yeah.
dude?
I
Because,
didn't-
like, his mouth, his like face is the same.
I'll
It's just a big ass
say-
head.
I'll
I should have
say-
realized, but I
No,
didn't.
but the first time I watched it, I definitely didn't pay attention enough
Yeah,
to
I
see
didn't
that
pay
it was
attention.
I was
him.
confused because I was like, I know he's not like we
But
know he's
the-
not a vampire, so what the
Okay,
fuck is
yeah,
he doing?
yeah, but then
vampire
he
shit?
like bites her.
yeah.
With his
So-
teeth, and he's
so
like,
she gets bloody.
which also
Okay,
like
now.
even
She's a
plastic
vampire
teeth
now.
aren't
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
cover
yeah,
her
fucking face.
skin.
So then she runs out, help! And they're like, oh,
But
don't
also,
worry.
she doesn't even notice. Like she's like, oh, I'm bleeding. By
But
the
then
way,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
what?
She gets out to the where the
Like
players.
if he bit you just enough that you didn't even notice, then you're not fucking bleeding out.
Yeah.
She gets out to where the parade is,
all the way to the parade.
and they go, oh, she's just drunk.
She's
Yeah.
so drunk.
Fucking
it's-
Tammo does
It's-
that. Like Tammo, what the fuck are you doing,
And then-
man?
and then
you
she-
deserve the door.
And then she
You
runs
just
into these
died.
other people, and all of them have no costume except for a cut
Yeah,
on
yeah,
their
yeah,
fucking
yeah,
face.
yeah.
I'm bitten
Like,
up.
what is
I'm
that
bleeding.
costume?
That's
Yeah.
why they didn't believe her, guys.
Yeah.
What is that fucking costume? And they're all
And-
drunk.
So
Also,
no,
I
and I did
read-
love that. I did love that. It was
So I got a
almost.
bunch of blank pages
Okay,
here.
so you guys,
kept going.
but it's almost like I'm getting so deep into this movie. It's ridiculous. It's almost
And
like
you should be.
it's a
This is good.
commentary on people who drink too much.
Yeah.
and are drunk.
But also they have
because
cuts on their
they're
faces.
dead.
But
No,
also,
but
like,
I
her
mean,
blood is like so like
Oh my
it's just
God.
like a little streak.
no, and I love the
like,
blood
if
in
you
this
get bit,
movie.
like there's gushing blood.
The blood in this movie is like the most like
Okay.
maple syrup
Okay,
building blood.
bullshit
Yeah,
corn syrup.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
let's say you and 4 of your friends get together and like, let's have Halloween costumes and go out and get drunk. You either just put on something or you do all your makeup. You don't go,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put one little cut on my face
Yeah, yeah.
and put a little blood on
No,
it.
you're
But
right.
also like how
It's
callous are you
terrible.
that like a woman falls down in front of you, blood all over, and you're like, oh, she's just drunk.
She's drunk.
Let's
No,
keep going.
But I did love because later on, like that.
You
that
deserve to have Leslie Bibb
that
killed.
whole
Okay.
that whole little like part ended with like just showing like all the fucking drunk people. Like
Yeah.
he just left
Yeah.
her among the drunk
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
because they
But
were
also-
all like,
But also they just propped her up on the
Yeah.
wall and they're like, okay, so many people were killed this night.
yeah.
And
Oh,
like,
no, I
and
did
by
talk
the-
about
by the
that.
way,
Oscar.
I'm like-
Oscar.
by the way, like they're like they imply that this happens every
Every year. No, I was like, this must happen every year
Like
in this
so every
town.
November 1st,
They're
when
like,
like 50 fucking people are dead.
Right. Yeah.
You're just like, oh, that's fine.
Yeah. Like, there would be
And you
no Halloween
continue
in this
having
town.
this
Yeah.
Halloween
There's
party.
no Halloween in this town.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Guys.
Okay, so you guys, we come to my
I was
personal.
hot here. I
It's
was really
okay.
hot.
It's alright.
I'm sorry.
We come to my favorite story
About
in this-
Macy, with
yeah.
Macy? That's the girl's name, the intense girl.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. The one who's telling the story and does
yeah.
Yeah,
who's
the
a
angel.
bitch.
ringleader,
The one who's a
angel.
bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
exactly.
wrote Mercy because I was thinking of Overwatch,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's Macy.
Macy.
So they come to this old rock quarry that has water at the bottom of it because it's an old rock
And this
quarry,
is so
right?
already so convoluted. You're like,
I
okay,
know.
and it's like, I'm going to tell you a story about a bus with a
Yeah,
bunch of
this is
people
just
that were
some
bad
shit. Like,
kids.
I wouldn't
And
believe
they
this at
drove
all.
into
Yeah.
the thing, and they fell off the thing, and you're like, okay, this
No,
is.
but I
It's
also
gonna end up that the kids are down in
Yeah,
the thing.
exactly,
Okay,
right.
okay.
no, but I like the ending. The ending is like the best part. So
But
Macy
also it's
tells
like,
us.
it's-
Macy
It's not surprising.
Macy
so
tells
it's
this
like,
whole
okay.
story about how there's these kids back in the 60s
8
who
of
were
8 kids.
disturbed.
8
They were disturbed.
children.
They
It
went
was
to like a special
Also,
school. Yeah.
also they said 30 years ago.
30 years
Again,
ago.
written in the 90s.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah. I mean, I guess it could have been the 70s. It could have been,
No.
but
They
Guys,
said the
guys,
60s. You
yeah.
were
Hold
right.
on. This is a period piece.
yeah, it
Yeah.
really is.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
It really is.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
It really is.
Yeah.
100%. You're right. So
Holy shit.
So these kids were disturbed. They even had to wear like chains when
and
they
not
were
like
on the
disturbed,
bus.
like down with the sickness.
Yeah.
They're, like actually like
Yeah, like they go to school with chains on them.
But this is what I love about this story is because, like, these parents would be like, listen, I don't want to deal with like my disturbed kid anymore. Like, let's just get rid of this kid. And they all came together and they're like,
kill
let's
them.
have the bus driver. Let's pay the bus driver
To
just
murder
get
them.
rid of these kids, and no one's gonna give a shit.
What the fuck?
No one's gonna give a shit. And I was like, you know what? Shit like that happened in the past. So props
Especially
to that
in the
story.
60s.
But anyway, so basically.
This is the Happy Shepherd
The
School.
the bus driver kills the Happy Shepherd School. Yeah, the bus driver kills these kids, which the one kid escapes. The one kid who's like, wait, we shouldn't. This is
and
wrong.
he also started the bus.
Yeah.
And he also drove the bus.
I think the bus was in neutral or like in park, and then he like figured out how to put it in gear.
Though? If you're the driver of this bus, you don't have to do anything.
No.
You can just take that key with you.
Yeah, and just
this bus driver is an idiot.
Yeah, he's like, let me give you candy. So anyway,
oh, don't worry.
the bus
we'll get
goes
back
down. The bus goes down, and
We'll get back to that guy.
no one ever has heard from the bus driver again.
And,
and
okay, so for the record, I guessed this right when I saw it. I was like,
right.
it's Brian Cox.
It's that old dude, right? So it's so Macy's like, we're gonna
So I
honor.
connected like manifest.
She's like, we needed 8 jack-o'-lanterns. We needed 8 jack-o'-lanterns to honor those
the
kids.
dead.
To honor those kids, right?
So I'm like,
And we're gonna
okay.
take this old ass like
Elevator?
elevator,
Which, by the way,
which
we
would
do
not be running.
We do not
No.
see until right when they get on. You're like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah.
I was like, what is this?
But also,
I was
the
confused.
elevator would not be running anymore. There's no power to that
And
shit
no one
anymore.
uses
yeah.
it.
But not
anymore.
only do these kids know this elevator runs, but they know the weight limit,
Mm.
which is 3 children.
No. Well, no,
Like,
but that's a part of the whole thing.
3
That's part of the whole thing.
children?
So
Yes.
Macy, the other girl who was the alien, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
And
But she had the mouth- she had
Schrader,
the mouth-
the other kid's name was
that
Schrader.
metal mouth.
Yeah, she had like
Yeah.
the what is it called? The
thing,
retainer. Yeah.
The old
So
ass thing.
like old.
She was the one who was
Like,
horny.
old.
Like, that was.
By the way, she was the one who was horny, the
Well,
retainer
why
girl.
not?
Like every time she saw a guy, she'd be like,
Ooh, yeah.
No, yeah, that's true. When like the
Yeah.
whole orgy thing was happening,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it was like their
yeah.
coach,
Yeah.
and he was like,
Yeah.
Coach so and so was a hot dog, and he was butt fucking a pig or something.
Yeah.
And
But
she was
also-
like,
yep.
She has the
Yeah.
option to take that retainer out. She does not.
no, I know, I love.
You need to wear
Like
that
you
for your
said, but
costume.
like you said, probably written maybe written in the 80s, updated to the 90s, and then like that was a very Joan Cusack like Pretty in Pink
sure.
callback, right?
Sure.
So
Alright.
so Macy says her and Schrader and this girl, we'll call her Lindsay because it was probably something like that. They're each gonna take a jack-o'-lantern, and they're like, it can only hold 3. You guys bring the rest of the jack-o'-lanterns down, and it's Rhonda and the pirate kid, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay.
You
He's
know,
like,
3
okay,
and
bring-
4 jack-o'-lanterns. So-
Yeah, exactly. Bring the rest of the 4,
Also,
5 down.
they're moving these jack-o'-lanterns around, and I think they're supposed to have a candle in them. I'm like, no.
They definitely
That
had like
candle
the
was
tea lights or
big.
something.
Yeah.
So the other 3 kids go down, and then she goes down with this kid
So I
Jack.
don't remember why, but several times during the scene, I just kept running. They are children.
Oh yeah, because
What
it's
is-
late at night.
And like they
Where
just
are
have
their parents? Are
they're
they at the
kind of-
orgy?
they also
Like,
have
It
very
could be
like
7 p.m.
convoluted plans here that are like very scary, like convoluted
Yeah.
things with like multiple
Yeah.
costume changes, and I'm like, these are children. Like,
listen,
I get like
Also,
I'm gonna jump up and
They're
push
Don't
evil
you know
prank.
me?
like,
They're evil
Don't you
prank.
know
That's what I'm
me?
talking
Like,
about.
I mean,
a zombie
listen,
mask and like
I would not easily
rags.
prank someone,
I hope
but I
not.
would
I hope
incorporate
not.
costume changes into a
Whew.
prank. So.
Evil
Yeah.
prank.
So anyway, basically, yeah, these 4 kids are being mean and they're pulling a prank
Yeah,
on
so guys,
Rhonda.
we cut from this scene
It's
for
true.
no fucking reason.
Yeah, it's weird.
For no reason to the sexy sluts.
Yeah, and the sister's like, I found a guy for you, and the younger sister's like, also, I'm gonna try to do my best Anna Paquin American accent.
Yes,
she's
yes,
like,
yes.
she's like,
Stackhouse.
she,
What's the guy, Bill?
Yeah.
Bill,
no,
Bill,
Bill Compton. Bill Compton.
Bill Compton.
Yeah.
No,
He's like-
you look like
Bill
Seth
Rogen.
Rogen.
She's like, I just want to find my own guy and
My
figure it out
own
on
guy.
my own. Yeah.
I'm overpronouncing my vowels.
Because I'm from
And then
New Zealand and I don't know how to pronounce things.
Was there a Skarsgård in here?
So Anna
No.
Paquin's character it's a funny scene where she keeps seeing like single guys, but then it's
Yeah.
to be like with
No,
a woman.
I love the one that was a woman.
Yeah.
Okay, first
that
of all,
was great. That was great.
that was great.
The,
but
the
also,
centaur.
the centaur was
The
terrible,
centaur.
and I told
Can we
him,
talk
I'm
about
like,
the centaur for a second?
no woman.
He made his wife be the ass.
Also, but no woman in her right. I literally said
She's
to
like,
him,
I
I'm
would
like,
give big
you would be
Like-
the back end.
like imagine your head
Yeah.
being directly in this fucking ass.
Smells great.
I mean,
I
I
was
do
like,
love
first off,
I do
that
love your butt.
costume is
I do
the
love your butt.
fucking
But
worst.
no, yeah, that's the worst. That's
The
the worst.
fucking worst.
If you're gonna be a centaur, you make an end. You don't make
Yes!
a person. be
It's
the
very
fucking
easy
end.
to do
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
Why are you yelling at me?
I was just upset by that.
No, I
scene.
get it, I get
was
it.
like, oh, that's
So-
funny. Okay.
She's like walking around because the sister and the other two friends, they left. They're like, okay, we're gonna go to the party, and she's like, I'll find someone on my own, okay? So she's looking around, and then she sees
I put
like,
the fat baby guy. Because that's
she's
in
like,
the
she's
they're
like, I
shit,
found a
hot
guy for you, and he's really nice.
But
And
she goes,
it's
oh,
like,
he's cute and
Yeah.
young. But he's really nice.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, that means he's ugly.
yeah.
Then we
So-
cut back.
We cut back.
Guys, the kids are gone.
Yeah.
You see someone in the clothes.
There's people
Yeah.
screaming, and
Oh,
Ron's
yeah.
like, I'm gonna go down there anyway with this. With
With
Well,
the
no,
little
and
guy.
this is a great. This is why it's
Yeah,
my favorite
yeah.
story. Because
Okay.
Rhonda to
This was the best story,
Rhonda
yeah.
to the other kid, he's like, I can't come out, I can't go because the other kids
It's
are
like, you
screaming and
stay.
they're freaking out. And
You
she's like, don't worry, you
Yeah,
stay
you
here. And
stay.
she goes like, don't let the jack-o'-lanterns go out, they'll protect you. And she
Idiot
goes out.
savant, more like just an idiot.
Yeah, good, I know. So she goes off to check on the other kids. But then they play a horrible
They were
prank
fucking
on
with her,
her,
guys.
you
Oh.
But
And-
actually, the bus is still fucking there, by the
yeah,
way.
that was creepy. That the bus was still
They didn't
there,
put the
and
bus
she's
there.
like-
The bus was there.
Yeah.
Guys, that was part of it.
Yeah.
And then the masks
Also,
like pop up.
by the way, the bus went in fucking nose
Yeah.
first.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
Yeah.
nose
deep.
up.
It was
Yeah.
deep in the
And
water.
it was also nose
It
up.
was all the way
Not
deep
a
in
thing.
the water.
Not
But
a
okay,
thing.
but
Not a thing.
then the masks pop up. Okay, so we haven't seen
I
the
guess
masks.
if it had rained enough that it moved around. No.
okay, We
Yeah.
haven't. The mask.
Yeah.
We've seen the mask because we are watching a flashback.
Right.
But she doesn't know what the fucking mask is.
No, I know.
These masks just pop up.
Also,
and like, oh, they're the masks.
Those were all like
Masks.
paper mache masks. Those shit
Yeah.
would have fallen
Garbage.
apart. Yeah, in
Garbage.
30 years. Yeah. So, but anyway, the kids play a prank on her, you guys.
Yeah.
They
So
pretend that they're
funny.
being eaten by zombies or crazy
Something.
kids. Yeah.
But
The
also-
one kid has like
Also,
sausages.
these kids are playing this prank on her. So this is part of the prank. She goes to the water.
Yeah.
And there's a mask in the water. And someone from inside the water
Yeah, goes up
grabs her.
underneath it.
So
Yeah.
there's a kid
Yeah.
So like
holding
sitting
their
on the water.
breath?
Yeah. It's probably Macy.
Fuck what?
Macy was
I'm like,
definitely.
Macy
Macy
is a fucking
Yeah,
psychopath.
she
I
was
know
a
what you guys
psychopath.
might say. You guys might say, oh,
What do you guys have to
she
say?
was hiding under the leaves there. No, because
she
in the
wasn't.
scene before that, we see her stepping directly in the
Listen.
water.
Listen.
Her face is in the water.
Listen, you have to suspend some belief for this movie.
All belief.
Yeah.
But also, Macy's the worst.
Macy's
I
the
was
bitch, yeah.
mad.
So anyway,
I was mad.
The worst part, you guys, though, is that she scares her so bad, she loses her glasses, which, when you first see her, you immediately think of Velma, right? Her voice
Oh, yeah,
is a
for
little
sure.
bit, she definitely is channeling Velma. And they show Scooby-Doo later in
But
the
it's also
in the
such a
movie,
trope
too.
where, like, the
Yeah,
glasses
yeah.
get
But then she bangs her.
Yeah,
fucking
so she
head.
drops her glasses, she can't see, and then she
She
fucking
falls
falls,
backwards.
like, right
Boom.
back on the
Bang.
back of her head. Like,
Oh,
probably has a
man.
concussion.
No,
Definitely has a
no.
gash.
She 100%
Yeah.
has a concussion because she's bleeding from her
Yeah.
head.
So you're saying that's why
Yeah.
the next scene happens?
Oh, maybe.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe. So
Ooh.
Schrader comes up and he's like, oh no,
Schrader.
something's wrong.
Guys, is Schrader the fucking worst?
Yeah, the
right?
worst. Like, the worst.
He's like, you're so
And that
you're
kid's
so-
definitely been in like a bunch of Disney movies, probably,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. Like he was like in
So-
Victor Victorious
Yeah.
or some bullshit.
He's
like,
probably part of the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yeah, right. So they're like, and then Macy's like, well, this is ruined because she's hurt now. Like, my whole thing
Yeah.
is ruined.
like, what was your plan?
No,
here?
and I hate how
to make
there's.
her die from being
I
frightened.
also hate that how there's like a love triangle going on here because even though Schrader's part of sucking Rhonda in, she's like upset that he shows
Like-
Rhonda attention. Yeah, it's
like he's
terrible.
catfishing her.
Yeah.
Completely here.
You told him to do this. Which is, again, that's a
But
Carrie
he's
thing.
falling for
That
it.
happens in Carrie. The same thing happens in Carrie. So
Mm.
it's, you know.
So this is
Anyway.
basically Carrie level.
Well, no,
horror.
they're
bullshit.
definitely,
Bullshit,
they're
yes,
channeling
bullshit.
horror stuff. They're
They're
So
trying. at least.
Rhonda's
Not-
got a horrible
not
gash
really.
in her head. They're going back to the elevator, but all of a sudden, they notice there's like some real weird noises going on down in this place. And they're like, wait a second. Wait, and they're hearing
This is
kids.
my face this whole time.
And they're like, what is it? What is it? So they're running back, they're freaking out, they're seeing these things chasing them. But Rhonda's on the elevator, you guys, and it's locked, and she's got the key.
No, you gotta listen, Rhonda. Cheers. You gotta
Retainer
listen.
girl gets caught by a retainer at this point, by the way.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
chains that she had on her, and they like grabbed him, then pulled her.
I wrote great. This was a great receipt. Like, this is what you did. You
No,
guys
it was
come up and-
instant karma. Like, fuck you. So yeah, Rhonda's like.
But also, Rhonda's kind of a murderer because she's like,
No, but you know what?
Rhonda fully murders those people by apathy. Just
So,
like Chewie,
Rhonda with a giant gash on the back of her head and already on the spectrum and just having been traumatized, gets into this elevator, locks the door, and they're like, let us in, Rhonda, and she picks up the key
and by the way,
she's like...
they do like a thing like she's gonna, I'm like, she's not
fuck
gonna
you!
let them in. Yeah.
And then she's
Come
like,
on.
gone, bye-bye.
Like the people that wrote this movie were like, this is gonna be so...
And then you
like,
got-
this is so
and
suspenseful.
no way,
Like,
yeah.
And then you 100% hear kids dying, bones cracking.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's
Blood
like
gushing.
squelching
Yeah.
noises.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
I
the
put
squelching
rending.
is my favorite.
Rending.
Rending.
noises,
Ooh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Being torn apart by disturbed ghost children
Okay,
who were
yeah, like
murdered.
just-
Yeah.
Just like
From the
wet
60s.
suction.
No, and then I love
From
how
the
she's
60s.
she's got her wagon with the jack-o'-lantern she's got left, and Sam sees her, and they're like,
Yeah,
sup?
and
she
fucking
just
Sam
walks
is there.
home. Yep,
And
Sam's
you're like,
always
oh,
there.
little fucking Sam.
Sam's
like,
there.
By the way, Sam is in every scene.
Is
Sam?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cute as
Sam
fuck.
sees some sex stuff, and you're
Which-
like, he's a weird fucking
Yeah, he
kid.
did some
Yeah.
shit.
I was hoping
He's
Sam was...
a pumpkin face.
No, he's
weirdo.
he's
made
literally
of
the
pumpkin guts.
spirit of Halloween,
Yeah.
who's lived for like 1,000 years
Yeah.
now.
But he
So
was kind of cute, too. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
damn.
exactly.
I like this. I
Yeah.
like the face when you got the bag off too.
yeah. So
So they cut back.
Cut
Red
back.
Riding Hood looking for
Suki.
yeah,
her
and
big
she
bad wolf.
Suki, yeah.
Looking for a big bad wolf. We heard
Suki.
some howling before.
Yeah,
this.
and she's like, she's like, what is it? What is it? And someone's been following her, and she's like,
But
who's
then-
following me?
The guy with the mask who
This
you
is a
definitely
vampire
know
Yeah.
Kirk Connors.
The Phantom of the Opera, yeah.
Fully Kirk
Hold on,
Connors.
Yeah.
Fully, I'm like, this is fully him. What
I
are we
didn't know
doing
it
here?
at all.
He's
So
not
he
a
comes in and
vampire.
he's
Why
like-
is he being a vampire?
And he's
Well,
like,
his
I'm
kill
gonna kill this one,
Can
but
we explain that Principal Wilkins' kill streak was weird?
Yeah,
Like, he kills a bunch of kids,
it makes no sense.
yeah.
then he kills just some random-ass lady.
And like, he doesn't have sex.
Then he's
no,
like-
he has sex with the first lady.
Does he?
Yes,
Does
they're
he?
having like fucking against the
Are
wall
they?
and he bites her.
I thought they were just making out.
They might have been
Sensually.
like, they might have been like the
Either
throat
way,
hitch.
it was-
Dry,
Like a throat hitch, yeah.
dry,
But,
yeah.
like, as a
Yeah.
serial killer, you
But
have, like, an MO.
Kids at home throatage is when you have
He's got-
when you rub your genitals
Yeah,
against
yeah,
someone
yeah.
else's genitals.
Dry humping.
But as a
Yeah.
serial killer, he's got it. Okay, you're like, he tapes a bunch of kids, and then he kills, like, a regular lady.
You
and
said
you're like,
you said we're at home, kids.
I don't know what the fuck his thing is. Like,
I love when they suggest that
His
instead
kink,
of
his
sex.
kink is all kinks.
yeah, like,
I
why?
think. It's all kinks.
How could
Yeah.
he be a principal? He would have already been arrested by
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
Like,
right?
Or I only kill on Halloween.
But also,
like,
like,
what the
you're gonna
fuck?
kill a person and bury them in your backyard.
Yeah, like a bunch of them though.
Yeah, multiple.
Several.
Multiple bodies, right.
But they're all children, and then this is a lady.
Well, he has weird neighbors.
Including one who is probably seen going to your house.
Yeah, right?
I don't know what the fuck's going
Yeah.
on here. Like, I'm just like, okay,
This movie,
cool.
This movie does has no.
You guys,
But
so
guess what? He
anyway,
gets to come up
suspend
in
all reality.
He gets
so
come
you
up
guys,
so.
he attacks her, but then it
And then,
cuts.
you're like, he's
she's
gonna
gonna
kill
die.
her. Oh no.
She's a virgin. Maybe he'll turn into a vampire or something. Nope, that's not it.
You also
Yeah.
still got the fangs. Okay.
So-
Big sister says, "Mom always says she was the runt of the litter,
Oh, what?
burying the lead."
Yeah, seriously. So, but then we see this body fall from a tree.
Get body. Yeah.
Yeah, and
And
you're like,
oh, it must be so.
But it
good.
has-
no, and she's
but it
like,
has
it
a
has her
red-
cloak
it's a
on,
red
yeah.
cloak.
And it's like, oh no, is it her?
Oh, no,
It's
Suki.
not her.
Oh no.
It's the guy in the mask, and then they take the mask off, and you guys, it's Prince.
Guys, it's Kirk Connors.
Yeah,
Also, he is fucked.
yeah, and his leg is fucked, and he's like, what's
How about
going on?
fractured?
All of a sudden, he's like, I do
I'm
like
afraid.
this. I do like this part of the story because the whole point is that like he's a murderer, and now you're gonna murder him, I guess.
But
Yeah.
also, like,
Comeuppance.
how did he get 40 years in this without getting murdered before
I
this?
know, right?
There's werewolves that live here.
Yeah.
Fucking
Well,
werewolves
no,
live
no.
here.
I don't think the werewolves live here because they talk about how the
They-
past. No. They
Doesn't
talk
matter.
about. They
Doesn't
talk
matter.
about how
Doesn't
past
matter, though.
Halloweens they were in lots of different
But
places.
it still doesn't
This-
matter.
So I think they travel all over the place.
Even if they don't live there, he is a principal that is murdering children at will.
Yeah.
And like,
with no
It's
remorse.
a pattern of serial killing.
And nobody's caught up with him.
And that's not even a police officer in this goddamn
And he
town.
buries him in a shallow grave in his backyard.
It's true. We didn't see like one police officer.
This grave is not even 3 feet down.
Yeah.
Like he's
It's
sticking
enough
out
where
of it,
he's sticking
yeah,
out.
above
Probably 4 feet,
like
we'll
his
say.
full tie
We'll
can be
say
seen.
4 feet. Dogs can...
So you guys,
The dog that lives next door.
you guys,
For
Buzz
instance.
McKenzie.
the body comes down
Skull.
and it's Principal
Skull.
Wilkins, right?
Yep.
And he's
And
still
then
alive.
the sister comes out and she's like, I had to find my
Suki.
own. I
I
had
had
to
to find
I
real
had,
Suki.
no, she goes, I had to find my own. And it's like, okay.
I like your
and
impression.
it's like, no, I can do a better one. My one
No,
before
we
was
should
better,
all do
yeah.
one. Just
We
for
should all
the,
do-
just,
yeah.
that's right, I'm Suki. I don't know. It's not Suki though. It's something else. I can't
Hey
remember.
guys, I'm Red Riding Hood, but also werewolf.
Yeah, I played
That's not
Rogue.
bad. That's
I
not
was
bad.
Rogue.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Rogue as well. Remember
I
when
always
was
do
Rogue?
this southern accent because it's the
Yeah,
only
it's
American
true.
accent I have.
Because
Y'all.
she's from New Zealand, yeah, exactly. And she was like, it wasn't that hard after I realized what I was doing. And she's like, and the sister goes, just be yourself. And she goes, please be
Lori.
gentle.
Her name's Lori, by the way.
It's
Lori.
she goes, it's my first time, please be gentle. And we noticed, we realized all the other dudes who were partying with them, they are fucking dudes.
Yeah, they're super dead at this
Yeah,
point.
They're super dead, and all the ladies start. You guys, what's sexier than being naked? It's when you pull your
Yeah,
skin
yeah.
off.
At first you're like,
Self-
yeah,
self-
sexy.
self-
Oh no, they're ripping the skin off
Yeah.
too.
You're like,
I
I
wanna
see
see some
nips.
tits.
Oh, I get to see some nips, and then
I was
no,
in this for
werewolf
the tits.
boobs.
So who else was rock hard still?
I
yeah,
put-
no, me,
I put weird boner.
me.
Yeah.
I
Weird
was. My
Also-
clit was hard.
Yeah, you know, it's like a hard
Yeah.
thing. It's like
I hope that, can we put the quote in there somehow? My clit is hard.
My clit was hard. It was hard.
Okay.
guys. But then just to soften you up a little bit, there's a Marilyn Manson song that starts playing, and you're like, oh.
Sweet,
Sweet
dreams
dreams
are
are
made of this.
No, but I liked it. The werewolf ladies were kind of like doing a little dance around the flames. They were like, ooh.
Like Tina,
They're like, we're becoming
Like,
werewolves.
and also, like, they're much bigger underneath their
Yeah.
regular skin, and like,
Listen,
Also,
don't hate.
Sam is here
Don't hate.
for the weird boner.
It's called woman power.
Guys,
Yeah, no, I love
Sam's
Sam's
here
just
for the
chilling.
weird boners.
He's like chewing on a
Yeah.
piece of candy. He's like, this is Halloween, bitches. This is what we do on
Yeah,
Halloween.
show your weird
Yeah.
werewolf titties. Thanks.
Yeah.
I kind of want to be Sam.
Sam,
What
no,
if
Sam's
we
the
were
best.
Sam? What if we
Sam's
were all
the
Sam?
We're
right?
all Sam.
We're all
Oh my
Sam.
god, that would be amazing.
Like,
They'd be creepy as
Yeah, just like one episode we're just all Sam.
We were all, no, and Jamie would love that because she told me that her costume is a onesie, so she gets to wear another onesie.
Okay,
She's
yeah.
on top,
100%
and that one has the butt.
With the butt
that
flap.
one, yeah,
It has a butt
Oh.
flap. Confirmed.
for Jamie.
I saw the show. I was
Confirmed.
like,
Yeah.
this-
So-
that's what my favorite part about his costume is. He has the butt flap. Like, so he shits still? Like, he's a
Yeah.
pumpkin man.
He should.
He's a full pumpkin man that
Yeah,
shits?
Yeah.
What is-
So
what
you
is-
guys, we haven't even got to that part